Hello there and welcome to our story time. And today it's Monty and the Poppit Dragon. And this is a story of when Monty, Cookie and the Spangles all went off on holiday to Wales. Should we see what happens? When we arrived, we all went off to the beach to explore, and that meant a trip to the beach. The Spangles went with Dad to chase the ball, then bring it back, then chase the ball, then bring it back. I've never understood why the humans throw the ball if they want it back so badly. Cookie and I went off the other end of the beach. All of a sudden, she ran off and disappeared into a cave. I followed because I was sure she'd get into trouble, and that was usually meant trouble for me. There's Cookie off in the cave. She disappeared to the back of the cave where it was dark. All of a sudden, I heard a crash and a loud ouch. I was imagining all sorts of things that could have happened, but nothing prepared me for what I saw next. Cookie came slowly out of the darkness, looking a little nervous. Just behind her shuffled a very large, very red, very sad looking. What was that? It looked like a dragon. I'd seen them in books and they were meant to be smaller than this. It just stood there sobbing beside Cookie. I can only imagine that my hairy sister had trodden on its foot, because that's what usually happens when she treads on my foot. I'm sorry for my sister, I said. Did she hurt your toe? Claw thingy? No, came the reply. I'm just sad. She didn't hurt me. Oh, okay, that's good. Come on, Cookie, we need to go now. Bye. Cookie didn't come though. Instead, she turned to the beast and said, why are you sad? There's a picture of a sad dragon. We shouldn't bother her, Cookie, I said. We really should be going. She probably has lots to do. Fire breathing and eating intruders. That just made the dragon sob louder. Cookie gave me one of those looks that usually came just before she leaps on me. Please don't be sad, she said. My brother's always grumpy. He doesn't mean it. I'm Cookie and this is Monty and we're on holiday. We can be friends if you'd like. I'd like that, said the dragon. My name's Dillis and I'm the Poppit Dragon, and I'm sad because I can't fly. My brother and sister have already flown off to their dragon jobs, but I was born with these tiny wings and big floppy ears, so I have to stay hidden in this cave. Oh, and in case you're worried, I can't do fire breathing either. Well, Cookie and I just looked at each other, and before I could say another word, she blurted out, That's okay, we can help you fly. Monty's really clever. He knows everything. I'm sure we can get you in the air in no time, can't we, Monty? Oh, would you? Cried Dillis excitedly, and her tears were replaced by a huge dragon smile. Well, what could I do? She seemed so happy. But help a dragon fly? I was a noofy-doof, and I even found swimming tiring. But then I thought of something. Why not ask the creatures that could fly how they did it? Then I was sure Dillis would soon learn and we could get back home in time for our dinner. Off we went, two noofy-doofs and a dragon, in search of the answer. It wasn't long before we came across a seagull perched on a sand dune. I introduced us and told the seagull why we were there. Could he teach Dillis how to fly? I'm Stephen Seagull, he said in a squawky voice. The seagull soars with mighty wings. You'll surely fail with those tiny things. You asked my advice and I can't lie. I don't think you'll ever fly. With that, he leapt off the sand dune and flew gracefully away across the sea. Dillis looked sad again, so I quickly said, Give it a go, Dillis, it doesn't look too hard. She got into position nervously, and with a leap, she face planted into the sand. Left the biggest dragon-shaped hole you'd ever seen. But before she had time to get upset again, we headed off, and before long we came across an owl sitting high up in a tree. Hello, Owl, I said. My name's Monty and my friend here, Dillis, would like some tips on flying. Mind if she joins you up there? Ooh, ooh, I'm Olivia Owl, she hooted. On silent wings, the owl swoops low. You're welcome to give that a go. Now climb the tree. Give it a try. Ooh, but with those wings, you'll never fly. Dillis clambered to the top of the tree, and just as she reached the top, Olivia Owl flew away. There was only one thing for Dillis to do, and she followed Olivia into the air. Unfortunately, Dillis's effort wasn't quite as graceful, and all you could hear was cracking wood as she hit every branch on the way down. Oh, poor Dillis. As we rushed to help Dillis, a colourful puffin landed close by. Looking at the bird, I suddenly had an idea. He had quite small wings like Dillis, so I was sure he could help. We pulled Dillis to her feet and went over to the little chap. I explained our situation, but I have to admit he wasn't very helpful. "I'm Pembroke Puffin," he squawked. "My wings are small but fast and strong. For flying, you just look all wrong. Stay on the ground. Forget the sky. Strange dragon, you will never fly." Pembroke started to run, and at the same time his little wings went really, really fast. Then he took off and disappeared out to sea and out of sight. Dillis also started to run, copying him by flapping her wings very fast. By the time we caught up with her, she was breathless, but still very much on the ground. She said, "I just want to go back to my cave." When we got back to the cave, Dillis slumped down on the floor. Suddenly, something above me made me look up. There, hanging upside down, was a bat. I decided that we should give this one last try. "Hello, Mr. Bat," I said. "My friend here needs some help to fly. I see you can hang upside down. Is that a special trick?" "I'm Barry Bat," said the little fairy creature. "When I let go and drop, just like magic, I fly. Does she want to give it a go?" She didn't really, but before long we persuaded her. And there's Dillis, hanging upside down like a bat. Barry looked across at Dillis and didn't look too convinced. He said, "In darkness, bats can fly the best. Just taking off will be your test. Hang upside down. Now don't be shy. Let go, but I don't think you'll fly." And with that, Barry the bat dropped and flew out of the cave. Well, Dillis found the dropping part really easy, but the flying bit not so, and she just landed with a crash at the bottom of the cave. Well, that was it. Dillis was now really sad. She said, "I give up. I'm never going to fly with these wings." I had to agree because it seemed like we'd tried everything, but then I thought, not with these wings. Suddenly I had an idea. Maybe we'd been looking at this all wrong, and there was another way. Dillis was a fine looking dragon. She had small wings, but she was magnificent with a huge tail and very nice spangle like droopy ears. I told Dillis that we needed to meet on the beach in the morning. The next morning the Spangles were on the beach, and as usual they were waiting to chase the ball. As they ran they got faster and more excited. As they did that, their ears began to flap and the Spangles started to lift off. I asked Dillis if she wanted to play, and she did. She'd never played with Spangles and she loved it. She ran around and she forgot all of her troubles. Suddenly her ears flapped and she started to fly. She flew higher and higher, and as she did, her ears went faster and faster. Dillis was flying. She looked down at us and she was so happy. We may be all quite different, we don't all look the same, but if you don't follow what you dream of, it really is a shame. Anything is possible, all you have to do is try. Don't listen when others tell you that you can never fly. While Cookie and I headed away from the beach, our work was done. We'd helped the Poppit dragon to fly. Suddenly, Dillis landed in front of us. "I just wanted to thank you," she said, and she gave us a big hug. "Now," said Dillis, "I just need to learn how to breathe fire." We ran. And that's the end of the story of Monty, Cookie, and how they helped the Poppit dragon. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you later for some activities.